We never, ever, ever feed the plant, ever. What we do is we feed the soil. And so when you feed the soil and the soil becomes healthy, then the plant can feed in its own cycle. In other words, it goes to the snack bar when it wants to. And that's very different than conventional agriculture. And normally the vines are fed every couple of weeks, or continuously fed, for that matter. And so they grow outside of the cycle of nature. So you tend to have vines that grow very radically and have to be protected, usually by the use of artificial chemicals. But when vines grow in their own cycle, because they're not fed directly, but you take care of the soil, they grow a little slower. And you have a growth that's much more resistant to disease and growth that is, makes the plant much stronger. So what you see in front of us now are different compost piles that are made from different properties that we farm. So this pile right here is for our Sunny Slope property. This pile right here is from this estate right here. And that pile over there is from our Pinot Noir property. So each pile represents the totality of ingredients made only from that particular piece of property. And if you take a look at this compost, this is just in the process now of being made. It takes about a year for us to completely ferment it and process it, so it's about halfway done. But compost is an incredibly, it's just an incredibly active material. One handful of compost can contain billions and billions of microorganisms. As a matter of fact, in that handful right there, there could be more bacteria and microorganisms than humans that populate the whole earth. That's how active and what kind of a special material this really is. So think about these microbes that are in the compost. Think of them as kind of chefs that live in the soil. And each one of these individual chefs will eat some of the organic material, the cover crops that live on this property, and then they'll also digest the minerals from the volcano that's in our backyard. And they pass through their stomachs, and think of their stomachs as a kitchen. We also have worms that are in the ground too, and think of those as like huge food factories. But think of these microorganisms as their stomachs like kitchens, and as the organic material and the minerals pass through their kitchens, they produce this incredible gourmet feast for our plants, made on this property by the chefs that live here, by all the ingredients that are grown here, and then they're served to our plants. And so if you believe you are what you eat, this is another important way that we establish unique flavors, unique textures, and unique aromas to the wines that we make here, as well as to the other products that we produce.